Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Now, class, what I was saying is, I am again asking the very same question to all of you. I am saying that if function f of n is upper bounded by a function g of n, then I am saying that g of n is also upper bounded by the function f of n. These both go side by side. Can any of you help me in proving this? Anybody?
Ma'am, maybe we are referring just to the initial part of.
No, I'm not referring to the initial part or anything. I'm talking about the complete function. You see by the definition only. If I'm saying fn is less than c of g into n, can I have some bigger constant जिसमें gn would be less than fn? Are you all understanding what I'm trying to say? If I increase the value of the constant, the function will go here. Are you all
Yes.
able to understand what I'm trying to say? This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
f of n. And this is c into g of n. Now, if I just plot g of n, this might be some function this. And if I'm multiplying f of n into some constant, then f of n would be some function like this. Are you all understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
that case, f of n becomes the upper bound for g of n. So if I'm saying that fn is upper bounded by gn, then function gn is also upper bounded by f of n. Now am I clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Because the constant value can change here. The definition itself is mentioning that I'm having c and c naught being some constants. The constant values can be any positive value. They can be very large also. Because these are asymptotic notation. You all understand what are asymptotes?
The lines which meet at infinity.
Exactly. These are never going to meet. So they are moving till infinity. And we are taking till infinity because the size of the program, we do not know how much we want to increase later on. Just for example, if you all just have a look at the size of the number of contacts you people were initially having, or maybe just take for example the number of images when the camera was initially introduced. आपके बचपन की photographs would not be digital. How many photographs do you have in print? 100, 200, 300? And now how many digital photographs do you have in your phone? I believe over 2 to 10,000 in every phone would be there.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and maybe later on, 10 years down the line, the numbers go down to 10 lakh or 20 lakh, or maybe even more. So the size of the data is increasing till infinity. We do not know. Programs which we are trying to create, we are trying to analyze them in terms of these asymptotic notations कि हम जितना भी size increase करें, this fn would never go beyond O of gn. The time taken by this particular algorithm would never go beyond this particular upper bound. Am I making myself clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But please let me know if you people have any doubts anywhere. I'm again saying, just let me know if you people have any doubts anywhere. Now, in case I'm not talking about an upper bound, I am talking about a lower bound. That means I'm having a function f of n and I'm having another function g of n, which again will never go beyond the value of f of n after some constant c naught. Then I can say that this function is lower bounded by the function g of n. Lower bound क्यों चाहिए? भाई minimum इतना space या minimum इतना time तो this function is going to take. Understanding? All the majority analysis में we do take maximum time, but in some analysis we do require minimum time also. So best to best case में भी algorithm को इतना time तो लगेगा ही for execution. So I'm saying again, if f of n is always greater, again the condition was less than in the upper bound, it is greater in the lower bound, is always greater than this some function c into g into n for all n greater than n naught or c naught, whatever you are taking, where n naught and c are positive constants. Both are positive. In this case, for this case, I can say that my function f of n is lower bounded or omega bounded by the function g of n. This is known as omega notation. ओमेगा, पहले हमने बिग ओ पढ़ी है, अब हम बिग ओमेगा नोटेशन की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. बिग ओमेगा नोटेशन. So I'm talking about omega represented by the symbol omega. Sometimes the symbol is represented like this. Sometimes the symbol is represented by this also. Both mean the same. ध्यान रखना. The symbol can. हाँ बेटा.
मैम जो पहले बिग ओ वाली में when we talked कि दोनों मतलब fn is big O of gn and gn is big O of fn, तो these two cases will occur with different c, right? With one particular c, fn would be big O of gn and with another.
Obviously dear. ऐसे समझ लो 3 of n is greater than 4 is 4 of n is greater than 3 of n. ठीक है ना? And yes, 5 of n is greater than 4 of n. तो एक बार yes. C4 है, एक बार C5 है. C की वैल्यू चेंज होते ही आप इंटरचेंज कर सकते हो अपर बाउंड्स को. ये समझ में आ गया ना?
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Understanding what I'm trying to say over here?
Yes ma'am. So at a time only one would be true. At a particular time for a particular C only one would be true.
Only one would be. You are not able to understand what we are trying to say over here. Actually fn is equal to gn in terms of complexity measurement. For example, एक बार मैं ये, since I have written this, I'll just clear this definition and I'll just clear your doubt with an example. बच्चे, just give me 1 second before I clear this explanation. So here what is happening, I am saying in omega notation, it can be represented by w or omega depending on what notation you are using. Both mean the same omega notation I am referring to. It is a lower bound. I am again mentioning this is a lower bound. Big O was the upper bound. Omega is the lower bound. Lower bound means that I am going to lower bound means lower. I realized here. Lower bound means that I am going to find a function which, when multiplied by some positive constant, is that constant can be 1 also. Positive constant means anything, right? So if multiplied by some positive constant is going to be having some value less than the given function f of n. ठीक है? So for all n greater than n naught, where these are definitely going to be some positive constants only, this is going to give me lower bound. Lower bound I'm saying क्यों important है? लोअर बाउंड इसलिए इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हमें मिनिमम इतना टाइम या मिनिमम इतना स्पेस तो लगेगा ही फॉर गिवन फंक्शन एफ ऑफ एन. ठीक है? आर यू ऑल एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से? Minimum this amount of time I am definitely going to take for my given function, right? Just a second. Now class, coming back to the, I hope the definition for this is clear, represented by fn is equal to omega g of n. Now if I just come back to your doubt, what doubts we all are having over here is, we'll just clear that doubt in a second. Now I am saying, for example, I am taking some function f of n which is equal to 5n square plus 2n plus 1. ये ठीक है? Is this clear to all? कोई given function है. अब इस function में when I am trying to find the upper bound, अगर मैं upper bound निकालने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, तो I am going to find a function जिसकी वैल्यू उससे बड़ी हो हमेशा किसी ना किसी constant के लिए. Since इसकी वैल्यू बड़ी होनी है, तो I am trying greater than equal to here. this is definitely greater than equal to 5n square plus 2n square plus 1n square for positive n. All of you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ आया मैंने क्या
Yes,
करा
ma'am.
सबको? Anybody who's not understood, please ask.
Ma'am, could you please repeat?
I'm again saying my fn is some 5n square plus 2n plus 1. It is some function that is given to me. I have to find an upper bound on this particular function. Now, when I'm trying to find the upper bound on this function, I'm saying that the value of this function is always going to be greater than 5. Now, 5n square plus 2n square plus n square is always greater than this.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
तब मान रहे हैं ना कि
Yes,
ये फंक्शन
ma'am.
ऊपर वाले से बड़ा हो गया. अब आप इसी को सिर्फ टोटल करोगे तो 8n square. Sorry, this is less than का sign.
Ma'am, that
ठीक है ना? Now 8 is my c in this case. F of n is always less than 8 into n square. All of you agree? Give an example के लिए. ठीक है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
8 becomes my c, which is a constant. N square becomes g of n. ये ठीक हो गया? Now I am saying fn is upper bounded by n square of g of n. ये समझ आया सबको? यहाँ तक समझ आया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, excellent. Now g of n is n square. ये ध्यान रखना, g of n क्या है? n square है. अब मैं कह रही हूँ कि if I am going to find some c जिसके लिए fn is always greater than n square, can I do that? Now understand what I am trying to say over here. ये तो क्लियर हो गया ना सबको, हमने अपर बाउंड कैसे निकाला इस फंक्शन का?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. Now we move on to another part जो कि एक क्वेश्चन था हमारा जिससे कि हम लोअर बाउंड भी निकालते हैं. अगर I am again saying the very same thing. Now I have a given function g of n which is equal to n square. अब मुझे कांस्टेंट की कोई ऐसी वैल्यू निकालनी कि ये फंक्शन हमेशा इस फंक्शन से छोटा हो. Now very simple, if I take some constant, if I am taking again I am saying since g of n is n square only, अगर मैं सिर्फ वन कांस्टेंट भी लूं तो 1 into 5n square plus 2n plus 1. This is always greater than the given function. Yes or no? Positive value of n के लिए 5n square plus 2n plus 1 n square से बड़ा होगा या नहीं होगा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you agree unanimously?
Yes, ma'am.
That
Yes,
means this is always greater than some other c, say c1 into f of n. All of you agree to this? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Since all of you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
agreeing, that means I can write g of n is big O of f of n also. I can write this also. लिख सकते हैं ना?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ आ गया ना ये सबको? हाँ ना तो बोल दो. I hope I am able to make myself clear to all of you बच्चों. If I can do both, then it is said कि f of n is both or strictly bound. Actually, this is what we have come to the third notation, which is theta notation कि f of n is strictly bound by g of n. मतलब लोअर बाउंड भी gn है, अपर बाउंड भी gn है. यही मतलब हुआ ना इस केस में? इस केस में क्या मतलब हुआ हमारा? जो हमने पहली एग्जांपल लिया उसके अकॉर्डिंग f of n is always less than c into g of n जब c 8 था, and this is always greater than c, so c1 into g of n and c2 into g of n. जब c1 जो है हमारा 1 था, जब c2 जो है 8 था, the value always holds true. ऐसा हो गया ना? हुआ
Yes,
या
ma'am.
नहीं हुआ? इस कंडीशन के लिए हम कहते हैं दिस इज कॉल्ड एज थीटा नोटेशन. I'm again saying theta notation. Or a strict bound, upper B, lower B. Strict bound. ये समझ आया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
ये समझ आया सबको GN big O of FN कैसे हुआ?
Yes, ma'am.
ये ध्यान रखना कि यहाँ पे कांस्टेंट FN के साथ था जब हम बिग O ऑफ GN के लिए निकाल रहे थे. यहाँ पे जब हम थीटा नोटेशन ले रहे हैं तो कांस्टेंट हमेशा GN के साथ ही लग रहे हैं. ये ध्यान रखना. जरूरी नहीं है कि जो big O notation हो वही theta notation भी हो. There are examples where big O and theta notation are separate. There are definite examples. Logarithmic functions and all में they are not same always. But big O of Gn is always same as big O of Fn. Asymptotically they are the same. Because the value of C can be made very large or very small. ये समझ में आ गया?
Yes, ma'am.
नहीं समझ आया? आ गया. So, is this clear to all of you? Big O, upper bound, lower bound, strict bound is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I give you all some examples now?
Okay, ma'am.
Examples are going to be solved using steps only. I am going to show you a few steps, then you are going to help me out. Fine. Before, अब growth of functions क्यों है stop करना? If you see in your syllabus, the topic is named as of functions. Because we are interested in seeing कि n की largest possible value के लिए क्या हो रहा है. So we are talking about growth of functions in what manner. अगर हम growth of functions की बात करें, तो if I am taking some constant c, growth of this function is also constant. That is linear. n की जो भी अब अगर आप function n भी नहीं है, there is one function f of n is equal to some constant, say c, say supposedly 100, 200, 300, 400. So how will you represent this f of n on graph? This is this 100. Yes or no? n की सारी values के लिए constant is not going to change. Are you all understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, this is 100 or say some constant c. If I am replacing this by c, this also represents one and the same thing. So the growth of the function in this case is not there. The value of the function is remaining the same. Is it clear? Now, if I am saying that this, I am having some another function which is log n. Now, how do you represent log n on the graph? How do you represent log n? Class, how do you represent log n?
Curve. Ascending
Curve
curve.
कैसा?
That
ऐसा curve भी होता है, ऐसा curve भी होता है. कौन सा वाला है?
on the first one.
From the
First one. जो पहले नीचे
ऐसा सा कुछ ग्राफ है?
से ऊपर जा रहा है.
ऐसा ही है ना कुछ?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the exponential graph then? If fn is say some constant की power n, बेसिक्स में याद आओ, बेसिक्स में याद आओ. सुनो मेरी बात को सुनो, फिर से समझो. When I am saying about log of n, what is happening? Fn of log of n is some value like this. वो वैल्यू जो है log n मैक्सिमम और मिनिमम वैल्यू क्या होगी? What is the maximum and minimum value of log of n?
When n is
0 and 1.
0, 1, and
0.
0.
0 and 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Log 2 of 2 is 1. I am saying log 8 of 2 is, oh sorry, log to the base 2 of 8 will be
Ma'am, 3.
3.
तो ये 1 कहाँ हुआ? समझ आया ना मैंने क्यों ये बताया? The value of log n is not lying between 0 to 1. ठीक हो गया?
0 to infinity.
हाँ, अब समझ आ गया ना कि क्यों हुआ?
Yes, ma'am.
But the growth is like this. Growth is slower. हम growth of the function की बात करें तो growth is slower. अब ठीक हो गया? सबको ठीक समझ आया? If I am creating n, then it is greater than log of n. This is n, this is log n. ये समझ आ गया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Then similarly, if we move on to growth of the function n square, आप प्लॉट करके देख सकते हो. अगर n की लाइन है तो 1 1 2 2 ऐसे ही चलेगी ना. n स्क्वायर की लाइन है अगर, if it is n square, then 1 पे 1 है, उसके बाद 2 पे 4 है, उसके बाद are you understanding? The line would be going something like this for n square. Agreed? Agreed? n cube की line would be something like this and so on. So the rate of growth जो है वो जैसे जैसे पावर बढ़ेगी वो बढ़ता चला जाएगा.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you are understanding growth of the functions.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we can come to understanding this, that if I am saying that constant value cut to growth of function है, it is less than logarithmic growth of function is less than n का growth of function is less than n into log n growth of function is less than n square and so on till we move for some exponential to the power n. Is this clear
Yes, ma'am.
to everyone?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
class, अगर किसी, अब हम algorithm की बात करते हैं. अगर किसी some algorithm is having bigger notation complexity of n square and some algorithm is having bigger notation complexity of some k raised to the power n, which is a better algorithm? I am saying f1 of n is big O of n square. I am saying f2 of n is big O of k raised to the power n. How do we analyze these two algorithms which is having better complexity?
F1 and
F1. सबको समझ आ रहा है कि F1 की complexity कम है F2 से? That means for
हाँ.
higher values of n, F1 will take lesser time than F2.
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
algorithm जिसकी complexity F1 होगी वो जल्दी execute करेगा algorithm जिसकी complexity F2 होगी.
Yes, ma'am.
That means for any given applications, if there are two methods of solving the same thing, I will go with F1 instead of F2. For example, sorting में there are so many algorithms. सबके सब sort करके ही देंगे ना data. 1 to 10 data sort करना तो 1 to 10 ही मिलेगा at the end. So all the algorithms are doing the same thing. Result तो सब में same मिल रहा है. But according to the complexity, I can analyze which is a better algorithm depending on the application or the types of inputs I'm going to take.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you can agree to this now?